Like the next like 6 books are good, so I'm very pleased with that. But then like right after them is a really bad one, and I can't, yo. Um, so the next book is called The Wrath and the Dawn by, I am so sorry, Miss Renee Adhi. I think that's how you say that. I get the impression that this is supposed to take place somewhere in the Middle East, because these names. It's a reimagining of the Arabian Nights, which I have not read, so I cannot testify to if it's a good retelling or not. It came out in 2015, and Google has it as a YA fairy tale. I would also wager that it's romance, and there are 2 in the series, but I'm not going to read the second one, and I will explain why. So, the main character's name is Shazhard? What? I don't know how to say it. Sharzad, but I'm gonna call her Shazi because it's easier. Um, so she's not expected to live through the morning, and the reason why is because she has volunteered to be the wife of the caliph, but for some reason, for the last couple of years, every time a lady marries the caliph, she dies by morning, like she's executed, and no one knows why. Everybody just hates the caliph. His name is Khalid, and he is the caliph of Khorasan. And Shazi views him as a monster, and she hates him because her best friend got married to him, and expectedly, she died. 2 of her friends, Tariq and Raheem, find out what she's done, and they're angry about it. Tariq is also in love with her. I don't think I will talk about them again until the end of the book. Anyway, um, so she Khalid is understandably kind of emotionally distant from all of them, and he comes to her room to talk to her, but that's about it. They get married, and the only reason Shazi is able to live is because she starts to tell him a story, and Khalid doesn't want to kill her until she finishes the story. But then when she finishes the story, she just starts another story because her goal was to kill Khalid, but each day she's finding out more things about him and realizing that the situation is a little bit more complicated than she first thought, than everyone thinks. Because usually in these books it always is. Khalid is kind of tortured and shit like that. And do we find out what caused the curse? At some point, but I don't see where I put it. Um Khalid also has a like guard who is aware of what's going on, and he does not like Shazi and says that she is a threat to Khalid and all of the people. And Khalid is like, I can't do it, dude. I can't kill her because he is also falling in love with Shazi. And Shazi's dad is also pretty angry. He has a magic book, and he's going to play around with things that he does not understand so that he can get his daughter back. And this whole time, Shazi and Khalid are also having very passionless sex. I don't know why Khalid does that, but whatever. I'm not here to judge. And she wonders why he hasn't kissed her. Like, she's grateful about it for now, but she's also perplexed. And at this point, she realizes that she has seen none of the bloodthirsty monster that she thought he was. Um, and then we find out that there's a curse on Khalid for some reason. And it felt kind of like a bit like Aladdin's story, which I think Aladdin is also based off of Arabian Nights because there's a flying carpet and the magic and all of that. And Tariq wants to start a war for Shazi and his guilt over the handling of his sister's death because Shazi and his sister were best friends and she's the one who got killed by whatever. Um Reading, sorry. So uh hang on because there's no important things in this part. Shazi at this point also decides that she now wants to kiss Khalid, and that's cool. Tariq's uncle has a plan in order to do this, but and like they have to wait for like a second for an opening. Tariq doesn't want to wait, obviously, because he's an impulsive shithead. And someone also tried to poison Shazi. They're not sure who it was. Uh, yeah. Um, Hang on. Hang on. Shazi goes into the town with Khalid, and after they get chased by some thieves, that's when she lets him kiss her. Uh, the curse, the what it said was 100 lives for the one you took, one life to one dawn. Should you fail but a single morn, I shall take from you your dreams, I shall take from you your city, and I shall take from you these lives. Tariq is very evidently the reason that he's going to lose his city. The whole time, Khalid is having issues sleeping. And yeah, so hang on. Um, Khalid also won't say why this happened. It has. The prologue is actually the first death that happens. So clearly he has to kill 100 girls in order for the curse to break, and then it can stop. But the people don't know that. I don't think you can just like tell a group of people that there's a curse on all of them because of him being an asshat, which I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Him being an asshat, and therefore you guys just have to volunteer your daughters. I'm pretty sure that's why they didn't say anything. Um, yeah. And Khalid wants her to leave, and there's some fighting that the two of them have, and unlike lots of other books where it's very shallow apologies, they give each other like real apologies and kind of just accept the fact that they love each other. They're not willing to act on it yet, but they just kind of accept that fact. Khalid throws a party, and Tariq is there, and Shazi wants Tariq to not make a scene, and she's trying to tell him that, like, dude, it's a lot more complicated, and he's like, you've been brainwashed, and what? Yeah. Tariq sees them hug, and he's like butthurt about it, and uh, so Shazi and company are attacked by some hired assassins. Someone knows about the curse and has sent people to try and kill Shazi, and she also finds letters to each of the families of the girls that Khalid has killed. No explanation as to why they were killed, but she finds those letters, and she reads one that's addressed to her and not to her family, and she knows that she loves him, but without explanation, she still feels like that she has to kill Khalid. Um, yeah. So, uh, here's the thing. Ava was a girl who was his first wife. She was kind of a distant girl, and she didn't give him a child, like a boy child, and they ended up losing their girl child. Ava decided that she couldn't handle that, and she did the suicide. And Ava's father, for some reason, took that as it was Khalid's fault, so he cursed him to ruin the lives of 100 families and give no explanation. Khalid tells Shazi this, but he refuses to kill her because he's in love with her. So, yeah. Khalid is also fine if Shazi wants to kill him because he understands the desire for revenge. He's a very broken boy. Shazi's dad still wants to save her, and also for some reason now he wants to be the caliph. What? And some fighting starts, and Tariq and Rahim get to her, and Khalid leaves and is going to like try and rebuild his city elsewhere. But yeah, now Shazi is with Tariq and her friends and her family. But yeah, I like this book. I thought it was good, and I didn't know what I was expecting the ending to be, so I think that's partly why I liked it. When I have expectations, that's when I go downhill. Shazi's cool. I like her motivation, but then her character development is the fact that she realizes that Khalid is not everything that people paint him to be. Because, I also like the fact that, while I don't like him as a character, I like the function that Tariq serves, because in the ripoff Beauty and the Beast, the same thing is happening. The Lord of the Land, takes these girls and they all eventually end up dying. But when the main girl falls in love with him, in that book, everybody just acts like we're okay now with you, even though, you killed all of these girls. We're just supposed to be okay with this, even though we're not. And in this book, Tariq and all of his people are like, no, we're not cool with this at all. You killed, I think it was about 93 girls at that point. You killed 93 girls. We need to talk about this, and you need to be punished, which is good, because you can't, love does not solve the fact that you committed murder, whether you were by the function of a curse or not. Now, outside of the function of the curse, Tariq and company are stupid. Were it not for the curse, they wouldn't be doing this, because it seems like Tariq, because he wants to marry Shazi, but he doesn't act on it against her will. So it seems like he respects her wishes, but due to the function of the curse, something has to be the cause of Caleb losing his city. So that's why he exists. Um, and also, like, why do curses have to bring all these innocent people into it? In almost every book that I've read that involves some sort of curse, it's like a curse on the main guy, but also his entire town. Why? Why are we doing this? They didn't do nothing to you. They don't even know your daughter. Like, what? Um, this book is actually second on the list. Now, why I'm not reading the second one? I found a review on Goodreads that had spoilers. I don't particularly care about spoilers, so I read the review, and that book just seems like Tariq not understanding why Shazi doesn't like him, and then Shazi and Khalid manufacturing reasons for them to stay apart. And I'm not here for that. I don't want to read about Tariq being butthurt. I don't want to read about Khalid and Shazi not being the adorable lovebirds that they deserve to be. So, yeah, I'm not putting myself through that. But this book was good, and it's right underneath the tree. So it's between the tree and Whims of Fate. So, yeah.